It's actually every day with a bureaucrat or an IS officer, you learn something new from them.
From Bombay, she calls me, Kabir, अरे आज election day, मला link पाठव ना, मला vote करायचं.
And we had this thing called Astachal. Astachal was literally just going on top of a hillock, watching the sunset, and just being with your own thoughts. Yeah, so just for those who don't know, Madam Minister is my mother, and she's recently got like 5 portfolios as a minister in Maharashtra. And what Gen Zs could learn from millennials, there's a lot of it. Yeah, a lot of it they can learn.
Yeah,
It's
just
like,
a few.
And the ones who are from the second-tier cities are aspirational. And then I discovered Savera's food is a little better than Vaishali. I know a lot of people are not going to agree with this, but it is.
What has growing up in Maharashtra meant to you?
But definitely schooling should be in English. That's the only way that we will be able to stand at the global level. If it is a woman in a male-dominated area, you're always taken for granted ki haan theek hai, karnar nahi, maybe.
Right.
Deep नको अजून जायला काय, मॅडमला कळेल का नाही. But she has a hold on almost everything.
What's happening here with millennial relationships?
Relationship. Why? Are we talking about it? Right now, even in history, we are still learning things about the whole Islamic part of our history.
But you have Gen Zs as students.
Yeah.
So,
Lovely.
How is it?
Students, no matter what age they are at, they should take that time to understand themselves a little more. They run the country, politicians.
Do you recollect the first plan you worked on and presented it to your mother or maybe to someone who is into education? What was that like? The first cut, we call it.
In today's episode of Made in Maharashtra, we have a very special guest. From an unconventional schooling to uni life in UK to coming back in India and starting her own education institute called the BRIC Group of Institutes. Let's welcome entrepreneur, educationist, Puja Misal.
What's up, Puja? Yeah, you've been traveling a lot, Australia, Sri Lanka. So which beaches you prefer?
Beaches. Sri Lanka, any day Sri Lanka. Actually, Sri Lanka is more family than travel and vacation. I go there to meet my niece. Australia was a family trip. Yeah, I spend a lot of time with my family. I love them.
Juggling between families in Australia, Sri Lanka, a lot of work in Bombay, Pune. Where's home?
Home is where my people are actually. Honestly, like there are many people, even my family, when we are traveling, they feel homesick. And in my mind, I was just talking this to a friend the other day that I didn't feel homesick at all when I was in Australia with my family vacationing because everyone who I like and love was right with me. So what is back home to miss? So I guess home is where my peace of mind probably is.
Right. When you're traveling with your family and when you have the right set of friends.
Yeah. Any place can become home, really.
You've grown up in Pune?
Grown up in Pune, yeah.
How was it growing up? Which school, college?
So initially I was in a day school, Mount Carmel. It was a convent school. Then I moved to a boarding school, Siadri School, which actually changed my life. So I was there for about 4 years, from 6th grade to 10th grade. And Siadri School is in Rajguru Nagar. So it follows a Krishnamurti Foundation philosophy, J. Krishnamurti philosophy. Right. So it was very different than what we were used to in Pune city. So there were no uniforms in the school, no exams, no marks. We used to call our teachers Akka, which means Badi Behan. Right. And for some reason, the male teachers were sirs, but that's India. And it was a very different environment. So that was a really big turning point for me. Then
Who took that decision? Sorry.
Actually, a family friend of ours, their daughter was studying there already. And my dad got to know about it. So he went to explore it. I went for an interview. I fell in love with that place. And I genuinely wanted to just go there. It didn't bother if it's a boarding school or away from family, but just the whole vibe of that place, how the students and the teachers were actually having fun, and I could really tell that. So mom really pushed for it. Dad obviously didn't want me to go away from home, but I really wanted to go. So then, of course, he was okay with it. And then I spent a lot of time in Pune for my 11th, 12th, and undergrad. Ferguson, Symbiosis. So I think my place has moved as per my education. You can say that, no other reason.
Right.
Because after that, I went to UK and then I went to US again to study.
Right.
So, like the moving around has happened more or less for education.
When you're growing up in Pune, especially studying, Rajgurunagar is not that far from Pune. It's just about 30 kilometers away. How has Pune changed over the years? Infra-wise, people around us?
It's become very crowded, yeah, firstly. And look at the traffic. You took 2 hours to get here.
Right.
Yeah, but...
I saw a meme the other day, Pune, Mrs. Pune.
Yeah.
Someone sent me, I used to study in Pune.
Yeah.
How's Pune right now? I was like, Pune is fine.
Yeah.
I miss Pune. I was like, yeah, Pune misses Pune too.
Yeah. The old Pune was very different. It was easy access. You reached places in time. You could anticipate what you want to do in the day. You could plan your day. But now it has become like if you're in one part of the city, you can't plan to be in the other part of the city. Otherwise, you're going to lose the day. But other than that, still Pune... I think your first question was what feels like home. Pune probably has more home vibes than any other city for me. Spend the most time here.
Right. Going back to the school days, pretty interesting school culture environment. What were the activities which Pooja as a child was drawn to? What she used to do? What was she as a child?
Pooja as a child or an adult is really not fond of any activities as such. No, but so the thing about Siadri School is that it's a holistic learning environment. And when I say that, they genuinely would make us do literally everything possible, right from your studying to understanding your culture, to sports, to dance, music, what else? Serving, washing vessels, cleaning up your dorms. Literally everything they made us do. And they really loved making us run down the hill and up the hill, which I never did. I always got away with it. But so my favorite thing to do in school was I was part of this singing group. So I really enjoyed that. We were called the lead group. So assembly time, the ones who leads the assembly kind of a thing. So that I enjoyed. I enjoyed my...
you know what? That was my favorite time in school as well.
Really?
I was a part of the school choir.
Yeah.
I was the lead singer.
Oh, maybe at the end of this we should sing.
Yeah, we should. October, November, December, you have those Christmas carols and all of that going.
Yeah. Oh, so we did bhajans because we were more culturally Indian and very
Everyone's telling the Indian story these days.
It's not a story actually, but literally I know a lot of bhajans because of my school, which was a proper ICSE English school. But then we had this booklet called the Geet Kunjan, and oh my God, just... Can you
not sing, but any one bhajan? Which bhajans are these?
Even the main for Navratri, that Aarti that is done for
the Devi. Mata Ki Aarti.
Mata Ki Aarti. Even that is something how does it start? Yeah, Deviraja Sevya Mana Pavanadi Pankajam. And we knew that by heart because we were part of the lead group. So any language, it didn't matter which language, but Indian. So we knew all those things. It was one of my favorite things to learn. And we had this thing called Astachal. Astachal was literally just going on top of a hillock, watching the sunset, and just being with your own thoughts, being at ease with it. Because that's something that we don't get to do in our regular lives. Actually being present with your thoughts and not doing anything with your hands has become so difficult, right? You always feel so restless and ki kuch to karna hai, at least I do. So that was something which was a very good practice, which I feel it should be inculcated in people.
Yeah, very interesting school, yeah. So when you came back to Pune and then you studied in a Symbiosis and Ferguson, did you feel that I am different from the rest, or ye log kya baat kar rahe?
No, not in that way. Not in that way. But yeah, I did feel I was different in terms of, I guess...
what was your edge?
What do you mean edge?
What? Because this schooling is this kind of schooling is very unconventional.
It's very unconventional, yes. Actually, first, the most important thing is that it made me very independent. I didn't have to keep asking my mom or dad to do something for me. I would figure things out myself. That I realized that I was better at initially in the, when you're in 11th, 12th, everyone is even of course, even today we are dependent on family, but you can still figure things out. And I'm a very friendly person. Like I can always go up to someone and talk and not have these qualms like, oh, why should I be the first one to talk? I think I'd give that credit, partly to my family and partly to my schooling. That, even though, it doesn't matter who you are, right? But the other person is also a human being, and it's important to not prejudge anyone or anything, even yourself for that matter. So I think that gave a little difference. And the entire brick culture or the brick thought process, it somehow originated from my Siadri time, and which I realized when it was all happening, that the things that I learned in school they impacted me a lot more to the work that I do here than my St. Vincent's, Ferguson, Cardiff, Harvard. Those came like secondary, but the main essence and the soul of it, I think, is Siadri.
So basically, the foundations of brick were laid way back in your school days.
Probably, somewhere. Like the whole way of thinking and this whole like helping people out, doing something for a social cause, It's partly family also, obviously.
Yes.
But I think even school did play a major role in it.
So what was your friend circle like while studying, your college days in Pune? And what are they doing now? Where are they? Which part of the world?
Oh my God, that's a really vast question, honestly. Because even, so in Ferguson, I was there for 2 years, 11, 12. I had 3 different groups of friends. Most of them I have no idea where they are because, like I said, I'm a very friendly, social person. So I always ended up having friends in different.
Also, do you think it's a Pune thing because we are somewhere? Some might be from your tuition days, some might be in your society, some might be there. Why? No?
No, not for me. Mine were all, the entire palette was new for me when I came back to Pune because boarding school, most of my friends from boarding school were from Mumbai or, a couple of them were from Pune, of course, but they didn't come back to Pune like I did. Right. They went to some other college outside of Pune. So I think me and maybe 1 or 2 more had come back, but we never crossed paths because different areas of Pune city.
Right.
So Ferguson, in fact, wasn't completely like a blank slate for me. Everyone knew. So that was really good. So I had different friends. They're doing really well. Most of them have become doctors. Some of them, because I did science in Ferguson.
Okay.
That's
and
why.
And then later?
Later, I did BBA. I went into business. I went to Ferguson only for Ferguson, not for science really. So
same here.
Right.
I went to Ferguson only for Ferguson, did science, but finally passed out as an art student.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I was an honorary arts student because I used to hang out with them only at that katta mostly.
The main circle. The main circle of Kimaya.
Kimaya, not really. It was too far to walk, yeah.
Kimaya too.
So the main circle.
For people who don't know, it's hardly 30 meters. So, Vaishali, you were more of a Vaishali girl or Savera girl? Because
Savera is right there, right?
Because it's the unofficial canteen of Ferguson.
It is. So Savera often, but Vaishali, actually it was quite similar. Walking to Vaishali sometimes would be good because the food that time used to be really good at Vaishali. And then I discovered Savera's food is a little better than Vaishali. I know a lot of people are not going to agree with this, but it is or it used to be.
I agree and my group agrees.
Yeah, see. So in Vaishali, I had like this one fixed order. Idli chutney. That's it. And in Savera, you had more options.
Yeah,
so that was fun. But both. I would vote Savera.
And then UK happened. You were in Cardiff.
Then I was in Symbiosis after that. I was in Symbiosis for 3 years, did my BBA. Then I went to Cardiff for Masters.
What did you study in the UK?
MBA. I did my MBA there.
How was the culture there? How did it?
So that is where I realized, right, that I want to come back and get into education because that's something that I felt that there is potential in India to be better. In my heart, somehow, maybe because of school, family, whatever it is, I have been patriotic without realizing it. So I wouldn't be that person who would be like, this is not there in India. Like, I'd be like, okay, this is not there in India. Let me go back and see if I can get it happen. Right. So that drove me a lot when I was in UK because I realized that the similar subjects that you learn in BBA were enhanced in MBA, right? Like it's a similar progression. But I somehow understood it way better in my MBA classes. I didn't have to study at all. And I was doing fairly well. So there was a reason for it. And then I started thinking and researching on that. And that's where, okay, I want to be in education, that epiphany kind of a thing came up.
I've always thought people who've studied in the UK, and especially Indians, we find it very easier compared to the rest.
Yeah.
The dissertation, the classes, whatever the projects are. Why is it so?
Our schooling is very good, actually.
Very competitive as well?
Very competitive. They actually, our schooling teaches students to handle pressure in a way that no other country can, actually. And our basics are not just basics. We are taught so much in the school that we are able to grab that and utilize it in our higher studies somehow. So our schooling is very strong in India. Although, of course, that also needs a little reformation and improvement and change in a way to relate to the newer world. But definitely it's a way stronger system.
So there's this current hot debate about languages being taught, especially in Maharashtra. What's your say on that? Which language should be taught?
It's not a very popular view. But this whole thing about, especially for Maharashtra, that everything should be in Marathi is what people are understanding from this entire initiative. I don't think that is what is intended. I personally feel that's not what is intended. It is very important for students to learn things in English because if on one hand we are talking about globalization and getting the world together and closer, and on the other hand you are compartmentalizing it with languages, then you are doing two opposite things which is not going to match in the long run. So if you're going to tell the students or the schools right now to teach in Marathi because you're not understanding what is the real reason to introduce Marathi and Hindi in the school, and you're just going to focus like, no, English is bad and Marathi hi hona chahiye Maharashtra mein. That is where you will lose the longer game, The students will not be equipped to deal with the world, is what I feel. English is very important to know because whatever you say, no matter where you go in the world, there will be someone who knows that language, and communication is the root of anything that you want to do. So it's important that that language is taught. What is important is also to have pride in your own language, which is something which is probably missing. Like, I've seen some, even Maharashtrian people saying that, I did not understand what you said because it was Marathi. And I don't believe that because in your house, everybody is speaking that language. So are you ashamed of it? So that's another part of it, right? Like you can't be ashamed of that also, but you can't be hating on English as well. So apply this extreme hota na. So you're either like this is par ya us par. So that becomes an issue. But definitely schooling should be in English. That's the only way that we will be able to stand at the global level.
मराठीत थोडीशी बोलली आता पण मराठीकडेच वळूया.
माझी टेस्ट आहे.
आपण खूप कल्चर्सबद्दल बोललो, कल्चर्स इन स्कूल, यू लर्निंग द भजन्स वगैरे. आत्ता सध्या वारी चालू आहे. लाईक ॲज वी स्पीक, आज जेव्हा आपण शूट करतोय, वारी जस्ट क्रॉस्ड पुणे. कधी एक्सपिरियन्स केली आहे वारी?
हो, म्हणजे मी कधी वारीबरोबर चालत कुठे गेली नाही आहे. आम्ही खिचडी वाटपचा प्रोग्राम करतो जे वारकरी असतात त्यांच्यासाठी, आणि तेवढाच फक्त एक इंटिग्रेशन होतं माझं. बट अदरवाईज माझ्या फॅमिलीतले लोक खूप इन्वॉल्ड असतात. म्हणजे ते कुठे चालू होते वारी? देहू. हां, सो देहू आळंदीच्या तिथे पण जातात, मग एंड ऑफ इटला पण जातात, पंढरपूरला पण जातात. So they are more involved and I get to know more things from them rather than my own experience with the people.
Right. You're born and brought up in a political family. वातावरण नेहमी तू ऐकल्या आहेत गोष्टी की हे करावं ते करावं, ह्या पॉलिसीज चालू आहेत, गव्हर्नमेंट इज थिंकिंग अबाउट दिस. How did all of this shape your mind? Because
honestly, no one talks politics in the house. We don't talk about things in the house at all. When we come back home, all of us are talking about random things. I never know what my mom is doing. I never knew what my dad was doing that time. We leave work at workplace and come back home to spend time with family. So I genuinely have never had interest in politics because of that. We never really talked about it. So, however, I would see my dad and then my mom working day in and day out without realizing what day it is, what time it is. So the only takeaway from politics and government is like it's a thankless job which takes up all your time and may not give you the rewards that you deserve. So that has only been my takeaway. But more than the political part of it, the policy part of it always interested me. Like, okay, who makes these policies and laws and bills, and how does that work? How does the actual working happen? Because what we see is hardly like a 10% of it, through politicians, through media, whatever they want to show us, they show us, right? But actually, who is doing all the work is very different, and what happens inside is very different. So that's always been intriguing, maybe because I didn't see much of it.
Right. I'll give you a background of why I started the channel and the podcast is because I wanted some kind of political literacy to happen in the metro cities. The last elections, one of my friends in Bombay, she's from Pune, from Bombay, she calls me, Kabir, अरे आज election day, मला link पाठव ना, मला vote करायचं. I was like, what?
Nice. It's so good to be like not aware.
Wow. And I was like, कुणाला vote करणार तू? मोदीला. And I was like, it was the state elections.
State elections, yeah.
And then I just asked a few people, and 15 to 20% of friends around me, who of course migrate a lot. They've studied in different cities and all
right.
That voting is a challenge for them, but they are just not aware and they just don't care.
They don't care because they don't know how it applies to them. Sadly, the one thing about schooling, what is missing is the civics part of it, where you are not taught anything about your country, honestly. Right now, even in history, we are still learning things about the whole Islamic part of our history, but nothing relevant of actually what India has been, what is happening. There's nothing relevant that is taught in schools. So you can't blame them also, but at the same time, a little initiative needs to be there. So I faced this while campaigning for elections last time, when the legislative assembly elections were going to happen. And when I would talk to people, I realized that they actually do not know what role each of these people really play. So then I had also developed content where to see what corporators do, like this is what MLAs do, this is what you'll be voting for, this is who you will be going to for, if it's a road work, then this is the person who is responsible, that kind of a thing, because that awareness is absolutely not there, like you said. And maybe that can be added into the whole schooling part of it. And right now that we are redoing the curriculum and the whole new education policy, hoping that change happens.
I recollect our civics textbooks were like this thin, 30 pages, 40 pages.
Probably, I don't know.
What would you learn in that?
And a lot about Gram Panchayat, I remember they used to teach us, but things have evolved a lot.
Yeah.
So what needs to be evolved in the whole education as well.
Yeah, most of them have taken, like now it's mostly city councils and city corporations. Gram Panchayat is really in the rural parts. As you're traveling India, how I see India today is especially you, me, and the people around us, we are pretty much in the metro cities. I call it the India One life. It's a marketing term. We are living the India One.
Okay.
And when we are going to the tier 2 or the other cities, they call basically the bridge between India and Bharat. Especially when you're campaigning or when you're going to villages and not these metro cities. How is the experience? Like what are you seeing there? How wide is the gap?
So, because of exposure through social media mostly, the awareness is there that there is a world out there, but not necessarily that I could be a part of that world. On the other side, I get students from a lot of tier 2 cities as well. In fact, from Pune, very few get through because the merit is only the high merit students get into BRIC. And the ones who are from the second tier cities are aspirational. They work harder, they study more, they want to do something more than what they are already living. So that gives them that little edge over others where they come to cities like Pune and Mumbai, come into good, decent colleges. And that is what I see missing sometimes missing, won't generalize it, in city kids, that their aspiration levels are different. Some of them don't know what to work for. And that becomes a little bit of a problem for them, even in terms of like mentally being at peace is also very difficult when you don't know what are you doing this for. What does my tomorrow look like? What do I want my tomorrow to look like? So that gap is something which is beneficial for the tier 2 cities, is what I am seeing. That's the way I look at it.
While we're talking about Brick, do you recollect the first plan you worked on and presented it to your mother or maybe to someone who is into education? What was that like? The first cut, we call it.
The first cut was as simple as this. I came back from UK. I took about 2-3 days to get over the jet lag. I went up to my mother and I told her that, okay, I have realized there are these 2-3 colleges that I would like to, one of them I would like to do a job in, work in, to see how it works, how education works in India, because I want to start a college. So my mom literally okay, tell me which college do you shortlist, and I will see what we can do.
Right.
It was as simple as that. She just believed in me and believed me that, okay, I will do this and I want to do this. I don't know why. I was only 21 or 22, but it was nice. And then when I went to MIT to talk to the owner that this is the reason I want to be here. So he gave me 2 options. It's like, okay, it's a very, great that you're thinking of this. 2 options. One is you come here in a 1 week, you do all your research and all, talk to people and go. I was like, no, I want to actually work as an employee, not tell people what I'm here for, and do it. So that is the time where I was able to express to the owner that this is what I'm planning, this is what I'm thinking. And it was just about just talking. There was no presentation, there was no project report made, nothing. It was all there okay, this is where I want to reach. Now, how will I reach there? I am trying to build the road as I go ahead. Literally, that's all.
So that day till the first day of Brick, how long did it take?
So that was in 2010, and 2013 Brick inaugurated.
Okay.
3 years.
So if you could tell our viewers, what is Brick all about? What are the courses here like?
Yeah, sure. So the Brick is a college which is under the Siadri School Educational Foundation. And we offer courses in architecture, design, project management, and undergrad, postgrad both.
Right.
We also have courses along with American University, so that 1 year here and the other year in US, along with a work visa that they can get in sustainable design. I think so, if I'm right. But other than that, we do a lot of workshops in winter time, which have nothing to do with architecture or it's just creative workshops.
Okay.
So, when I thought that, okay, I want to build a college, it was never about a building, 4 walls and education. No. If you see the campus, you will see that there are also spaces created on the sloping roofs for people to go sit on. Sometimes classes happen there. Sometimes classes happen right in the outside like this. So there's a big yard outside. If you go and
There's
see.
a lot of outdoors in this college.
There's a lot of outdoors because the thing that I did not like in my college, I felt that should be removed at least. Because I was an average student, you can say. I'd never liked to go to college. I didn't like to study. I just wanted things to be khatam kar do.
Looks like you're a very carpe diem girl. Chal raha hai, chalne, go with the flow.
I was like that, yes. So, and I didn't like all these closed spaces and all, although I didn't study anything creative. But to learn anything creative or to make your creativity actually be relevant, you need to feel that as well. You can't do that in a closed environment.
Yeah.
So that's the reason the college was also designed in that way. And, the thought about how not to make students feel like they're compulsory, they have to be here, or teachers to be okay, clock in, clock out.
Right.
That has always been the underlying part of Brick. And it's been 12 years and we are still following that at least, So we have these workshops which have nothing to do with architecture. They could be as simple as something like healing the inner child. Have you heard about the healing inner child?
Yes.
Yeah. So even things like that are looked at, because you don't want to just create professionals or architects or designers who are going to go out and be good at their job. Yeah, they will be good at their job eventually, right? But what is their driving force? How are they as a person when they get out of here? I think that's more important, because only then you can navigate through this big bad world and be
Right.
good.
Yeah. Before the cameras were rolling, we were talking a lot about Gen Zs. I'm working with Gen Zs. Most of my counterparts are.
Yeah.
But you have Gen Zs as students.
Yeah.
So
Lovely.
How is it? How's your day
amazing.
like with them? What are you learning?
No, I don't spend too much time with them, unfortunately. I would like to, though, to spend more time with them, because they also make you think in different ways. You know, like it becomes a challenge, right? Like how to get through to them, how to make sure that they are getting what they need.
Right.
So you can't talk about education unless you talk about who are you educating. You know, like it is very important, and I think that gets missed out even when we talk about these things like new education policy, blah blah blah. I'm not sure if we've thought about like the newer generations that are coming in. Like now, the Gen Alpha will be coming into the schooling
Right.
systems. We don't know how they learn. We've never done any studies about that. So at least at my level, for a higher education institute, I'm still able to do that, where you can gauge what the fabric of the people is, what they wish to do with their lives. Making them wish to do something with their lives is also important. So it all becomes like a part and parcel of it. I think it's very enjoyable to learn that.
Yeah, in today's age of AI and technology, the schools also have to be evolving constantly.
Yeah.
A new kind of expertise has to come in. I assume a lot of counselors have a very important role to play in
absolutely.
counseling.
Counseling is very important, yeah.
Any one thing in particular you have observed millennials should learn from Gen Zs, and Gen Zs should kind of adapt from millennials?
So I did an entire podcast with my cousin brother who's a Gen Z.
Okay.
Just to know what is the difference, like what is happening.
The short reels which
Yeah,
are going
the
on, that's a
short reels.
cousin?
Yeah,
okay,
that's my
I've been
cousin.
watching. Yeah.
It's like
There's a lot of banter going on there.
Yeah. It's like what I see and what he sees is so different. So sorry, what was your question again?
What should Gen Zs adapt, like that one thing,
okay.
and what millennials should learn from Gen Z? Is there
I think millennials can learn to be a little chill, maybe.
not judge Gen Zs
No,
to
no.
begin with?
See, judgment is human, honestly. I'm sure everybody judges the other person. But just to like, okay, yeah, leave it. It's okay. Nahi hua aaj to nahi hua aaj. But I don't think we are wired like that. And what Gen Zs could learn from millennials, there's a lot of it. Yeah, a lot of it they can learn.
Yeah.
It's
Just
like,
a few.
just, I don't know, take life seriously. Like you have a purpose here, understand it. Of course, it's generalization as I say it, but I've seen that they're not bothered only about tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
and then sometimes I feel like, what am I doing? Like, why do I have this? Why am I bothered about the next few generations' ka education when they are only not bothered about it? So, yeah, like, just the whole relevance of life is something that may be very good.
Yeah, I get things like, sir, I'm not feeling well today. That day started very bad because it started with a bad hair day.
Yeah, that's a thing actually.
Yeah.
It
These
is.
are not even first world problems.
No, they are not. They are not. But it's relevant. Okay, mental health is very important. You should feel good about yourself. It's important to, yeah.
I don't know
because
how
if your
many-
hair is not good, then you will not be confident enough to do your work.
Right.
It's
The
a
belief
real
system
thing.
inside will be shaken up.
It's a real thing.
I see you traveling a lot these days, and I see those really cute captions of Madam Minister with Madam Minister.
Yeah.
How proud are you, and how you're seeing this new phase, especially when she's a minister now? How is your role around her?
Yeah, so just for those who don't know, Madam Minister is my mother, and she's recently got like 5 portfolios as a minister in Maharashtra. And oh my God, like me saying that I'm proud of her is really underselling it.
Yeah.
It's amazing to watch her take on multiple roles in multiple spaces. I don't know how she does it, but she does it beautifully. And still has her head over her head to be like, Pooja, tu kai karti hai? Like that. So she will still be involved with all the family members. She'll still come out for a movie with us or a dinner with us. And I don't know how she manages it. So definitely very, very proud of her. It's the right, actually she's the right person to lead these portfolios, because not only does she have the experience now for the past 22 years, but she is extremely intelligent. A lot of people don't know that, but my mom used to be like a nerd in her school and college days, always a topper, like, very fast learner. She'll grasp concepts very quickly, she'll understand things very easily. And that, it really helps, because how it is, like generally, if it is a woman in a male-dominated area, you're always taken for granted ki haan theek hai, karnar nahi, maybe.
Right.
Deep नको अजून जायला काय, मॅडमला कळेल का नाही. But she has a hold on almost everything, which is like, वाह, मुझे भी नहीं पता था. So that is happening a lot more now than it used to happen before, because before it would be only during election campaigning is when I would see what mom is up to.
Right.
And now like a little more that I see what she's up to.
So are you like following more of, I don't know, daily news, digitally? Are you reading more, something which is relevant around her portfolios? Or you've taken an interest? Because I also hear that you are going to Bombay, you are associated with Niti Aayog in a way. I don't know how much you can talk to us about that.
So actually to do with my mom's portfolios, no, I don't really pay attention, because like it's a lot and it's not something that is my forte. Education is always something which is close to me. So Niti Aayog for Maharashtra, it's called Mitra. And I have been appointed as a senior advisor for the education vertical there. So through that, I do keep a, part of project or initiatives for the government of Maharashtra. And of course, policies, mostly like it's a think tank, right? Niti Aayog is a think tank for the state. So we do a lot of data analysis, collection, and
pitch ideas.
Yeah, data related project initiatives.
Actions, right.
Actions. So then that is where that's something which is of my interest. It's a little nerdy, it is a little something to do with education. Anything to do with education really excites me. So that is where I'm focused on. Of course, I hear about what is happening with mom's portfolio because there are so many things that are happening. So obviously it does come into the way, but I'm not actively really, unfortunately, I'm not looking into any of it.
The more you are around the corridors of power and talking to leaders of Maharashtra, bureaucrats, IAS officers and all of that, what is that one thing which surprises you about them, or you were not aware of them, about the whole back end of government work and policies? Yeah.
They run the country, politicians. Are bichara only working, but the officers and all are running the country. It's actually every day with a bureaucrat or an IAS officer, you learn something new from them, because they have so much knowledge, they're so intelligent, and I find myself so lucky to be able to have conversations with people of that intellect. थोड़ा तरी शिंपडलं जातं की okay, I will also learn something. So I'm genuinely enjoying this whole space where I can learn something from them and try to give something back to the state as such.
Right. Going back to something lighter, we both are millennials. What's happening here with millennial relationships?
Relationship? Why? Are we talking about
No, I would like to know your take.
Yeah, actually it's so funny. Most of my friends are either separated, divorced, never been married. Some who are married are, you guys are happy, it's fine.
Hence the question, same thing is happening around me.
Because, what I feel is that we were at this cusp of our culture changing, wherein the old traditional marriage situation and the new thought process of mostly women, that coming together didn't happen really well. So we were at that cusp, kabhi idhar, kabhi udhar. So, for example, families would still want a girl who is at home and doing ghar ka kaam, but at the same time they want her to be earning. So then what happens is the woman is doing everything and then
Right.
going home and being a good bahu. And what is a good bahu? Someone who's complying to everything that is said. But now women are told, like we are taught to have our own voice, have our own opinions, that we can choose what we want to do and not want to do. So that little bit of disconnect has happened between the old and the new, and वो हमारे generation ने suffer किया. Now the next generation, that's the Gen Z, is going to completely enjoy it because now everyone is used to it.
Because it's sorted now and
It's
you've passed it
sorted
on
now,
to them.
Yeah, so now they get all the glory.
Yeah.
We suffered somehow.
So whatever decision they take, there's going to be no pressure, no peer
No pressure,
Because, yeah.
correct, yes. So yeah, there were a lot of old and new comics. Maybe that's why.
What does Pooja like to do in her leisure time when she's home, not doing anything, nothing on the calendar today?
Netflix or any of the other.
What is your
OTTs.
favorite go-to genre? What are you watching recently? What did...
I actually love watching crime or legal stuff and things like that. I like, cop shows. I like those kinds.
अरे बहुत crime हो रहा है. Don't you miss like the Wire of Dharma era? You're not that person growing up?
Not at all. In fact, I like these because crime hua to then I start my detective giri. Ki, okay, maybe this happened, maybe that happened. I genuinely enjoy detective shows and crime shows. True crime even better. Like, this actually happened. There was a person who was actually like Ted Bundy. My God. Amazing.
You watch Adolescence?
I watched Adolescence also. Yes, I did. I'm a binge watcher. Like I start and finish things.
And you like to read? Like reading?
I like to read, yes. So I read when mostly I don't have... See, sometimes when you're anxious with a lot of things, then reading becomes difficult because concentrating becomes difficult. So I have genuinely taken a vacation once just to go and read a book.
And what are you reading? In what space are you? Is it fiction, non-fiction?
No, so it's a mix of things. I started with fiction. I started with a lot of fiction. My most favorite go-to book which I keep rereading is The Godfather. And otherwise I also like these, books like The Alchemist, Ikigai.
Right. Yeah.
Those kind of books are also nice, but now we have Audible. So these self-improvement or self-help books or biographies, I feel they're better on Audible because you don't really have to concentrate as much for the story part of it, but you still get a lot of content. So I am on Audible quite a bit when I'm driving by myself, which is a lot. So I do that. And I read any book that interests me at that time.
Your day starts with humming a bhajan? Or
No, not anymore.
So then what kind of music are you listening to?
Music, I don't think I have any particular genre that I'm interested in. Kuch bhi chalta hai. It depends on the mood really. So it can go from Marathi songs to rock music. Kuch bhi, it just depends on what my frame of mind is.
Right. So, as I told you, I briefed you earlier, we're doing a series of Made in Maharashtra, wherein we're talking about achievers from Maharashtra, how they are transcending boundaries and doing what they love, what they like to do, and they are thriving in that. What is that one thing you think Maharashtra has taught you and you would like to give back to Maharashtra that we are aware by now, especially in the education space? What has growing up in Maharashtra meant to you?
It's a deep question. I don't look at it, for some reason, no, I don't regionalize places that I'm in. It doesn't come to my mind like that, this place is doing this for me. I don't look at it that way. I think it's the people that you associate with wherever you go, right? Like, for example, I was in UK and a lot of students around me were from India or from Pakistan or from...
The subcontinent, basically.
Yeah, and so for me, judging UK based on that would never come to my mind. So for some reason, I'm tuned to that only. Like, I don't look at it regionally. I'll just say that I've been very lucky to meet amazing people in my journey who in themselves have taught me something or the other. Like, even not always positive, right? Even like negative things. Like, there was someone who said that, you're young, you're starting a college, you're young, so great, if it doesn't work out, you can do something else. There have been
people have told you?
Yes. Like, directly to my face. And So there have been negative people as well in my life, and amazingly positive people as well. So I think I've learned more from the people than the region, you can say.
Got it. What's that? I think you've covered this question, but that one single point where you have like not giving gyan out there, but message to youngsters out there. It can be Gen Zs, it can be fellow millennials.
Yeah, so, I think finding your purpose is a very important thing, no matter what your age is. It's not only for young, sometimes even people who are grown up and working there in the job culture already, but they still don't know what their purpose is, and sometimes that can really make your life a little less content than what it could be. So I feel like students, no matter what age they are at, they should take that time to understand themselves a little more, to understand what capabilities and abilities that they have, and what is really driving them or making them happy. Making them happy is a very like a cliche thing to say, but something that motivates you every day is something that you should do. And that's why I have that BrickETC.com as a platform where students actually get to try out any job roles or any kind of career options through courses and mentors, so that they can actually know what they're good at and what they like doing. So, lead your life with purpose, I would say.
Right. And if you're happy, you're going to thrive in what you do.
Yeah, if you're good at what you do, you like doing it, right? I mean, if you're bad at something, and then like math for some people in school, you're bad at math, you used to hate studying mathematics, right? Because you don't feel good about yourself when you're studying it. Similar with work, if you're going to select some job or some work based on what others are telling you to do or what the trend is, and you're not good at it, you're going to resent the job also, you're going to resent yourself also.
Right.
So that is something which is important to understand.
Thank you, Pooja. It was lovely chatting to you. We touched upon a lot of interesting topics. I hope you had a good time too.
I always have a good time talking. Thank you, Kabir, for having me on this podcast with you. It was fun.
And here's a small token we would like to give you from
how
Solitario.
Nice. I never get gifts, so this is really nice.
These are eco-friendly, ethical, guilt-free diamonds from Solitario. Yeah. Guys, please note.
You know how
come
to
a
make
podcast
me happy.
and you'll get diamonds.
Great. I was going to ask if there are like gold biscuits inside, but this is better. Thanks.
Diamonds are better, no?
Diamonds are better. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really had a good time. You have a great team. And looking forward to having more such conversations.
Thank you guys for watching this episode of Made in Maharashtra. Do like, share and subscribe our channel.